Today, we're unpacking a really bizarre, honestly pretty chilling event that went down in a small American town back in 2025. It's one of those cases that, to this day, remains absolutely 100% unexplained. And the whole thing? It centers entirely around a single TV broadcast. But look, this wasn't just your standard late-night glitch. It lasted exactly 47 seconds. And yet those brief 47 seconds turned into one of the most unnerving mysteries this town has ever seen. As you're going to see, it hints at something, well, maybe something a lot worse. So let's get into exactly what happened. Picture this. You're sitting at home. It's the night of November 14th, 2025. The clock hits exactly 11:43 p.m. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, TV programs across the entire town just stop. Your screen goes pitch black, and then this single, completely unofficial sentence pops up in plain text right there in your living room. Do not go near the windows. No government logos, no emergency broadcast tones, nothing. Just this stark, terrifying instruction hovering there in the dark. And it gets so much worse because it wasn't just a visual. For several seconds, this incredibly unsettling sound blasted through everyone's speakers. It's hard to describe, but it was like a bizarre mix of static, heavy distortion, and something that sounded almost human. Really creepy stuff. Then the screen shifts, and this second, deeply ominous message appears. If you have seen it, it has already seen you. So let's move to Section 1, the midnight broadcast, tracing the timeline. To really wrap our heads around this, we have to look at how incredibly fast it all went down. Everything kicks off right at 11:43 p.m. Boom, all normal broadcasting halts. Then we hit that infamous 47-second mark, packed with that jarring static and those two text warnings we just talked about, and then comes the immediate aftermath. Human nature just totally took over. Some people freaked out and changed the channel immediately. Others actually whipped out their phones and started recording their TVs. But a few curious folks, they did the exact thing the message warned against. They got up, walked over to their windows, and looked outside. And based on the reports that followed, they really shouldn't have done that. Which brings us to Section 2, Footprints in the Dark, the morning after. Because as soon as the sun came up, the sheer psychological terror of the night before turned into some deeply unsettling physical reports sweeping across town. We're not just talking about a scary TV glitch anymore. Residents basically reported two huge things. First, the sightings. Multiple people swore they saw a tall, dark figure just standing right outside their homes in the dead of night. Crazy, right? Second, the physical evidence. People started finding these highly unusual footprints all over their properties. So this wasn't just some digital hack. It left a literal physical mark in the real world. But here is the most disturbing detail about those tracks. They appeared super suddenly in the dirt or grass, and then they just stopped. Ended entirely. It was literally as if whatever made these footprints had just vanished into thin air mid-stride. Investigators were called out to look at these properties, but nobody, and I mean nobody, could offer a rational explanation for how these tracks were made or where this thing went. And the mystery only deepens when we look at the institutional response in Section 3, Denials and Missing Footage, Official Contradictions. Okay, so 2 days later, the local TV station finally puts out a statement. The station managers come out and categorically state that no emergency broadcast ever happened. They claimed their system logs were perfectly clean. No alerts, no interruptions, no unauthorized transmissions, zero. But that completely contradicted what the public actually experienced. I mean, thousands of people saw this thing with their own eyes. Many of them, like we said, actually recorded the TV screen with their phones. The physical video footage literally existed in people's hands. And yet, according to all the official technical records, the whole thing never happened. But wait, because cell phone videos weren't the only evidence left behind. Investigators soon stumbled onto a chilling technical discovery that linked the entire town together, and it all revolves around one specific number, 47. It turns out, across the whole town, every single security camera suffered an identical, completely unexplained failure at exactly 11:43 p.m. They all just died. And guess how long they stayed offline? Exactly 47 seconds, perfectly mirroring the exact length of that phantom broadcast. And when those security systems finally booted back up and started recording again, things got even weirder. Experts combed through that recovered footage, and right after the blackout, they spotted these unusual shadows and blurry figures caught in the frames. Just these dark shapes sort of moving in the periphery. Despite totally analyzing the footage, technical experts could never clearly identify what those forms actually were. There was just no logical explanation for the synchronized camera crash or for whatever those shapes were that showed up right after.
Now you're probably thinking, okay, this has to be a one-off, super bizarre event, right? Well, let's look at Section 4, Decades of Unexplained Warnings, a 40-year precedent. Because as internet sleuths started really digging into old newspaper archives and records, they realized this town wasn't an isolated case at all. They actually uncovered a 40-year pattern stretching across the US. We're talking 4 decades of similar, strange broadcasts, mysterious text warnings, and those exact same unexplained physical sightings outside people's homes. And the wildest, most impossible trait they all share? Just like in 2025, there are 0 official records. None. In every single historical case, it's like the broadcasts only existed in the memories and personal recordings of the witnesses, completely flying under the radar of the actual broadcasting systems. This, of course, brings us to the why and how. Let's jump to Section 5, Theories and the Unknown, Searching for Answers. We have to take an impartial look at how experts and the public try to rationalize all of this. There are a few main explanations floating around, ranging from the psychological all the way to the totally paranormal. On the more grounded side, psychologists heavily lean toward mass hysteria, or maybe some freak technical failure that just got wildly exaggerated by rumors and fear. But as the internet got hold of it, the theories got way weirder. Some argue the signal came from a totally unknown, untraceable source. Others actually think it's a transmission from another timeline, like a warning sent backward through time. And then there are those who hold the much darker belief that these messages, they were never actually meant for human eyes in the first place. Now, we're just laying these out neutrally because right now there isn't a shred of hard evidence to definitively prove any of them. But honestly, there is a massive, glaring logical flaw in the mass hysteria theory. Think about it. If it was just panic, just a rumor, and if the broadcast technically never happened according to station logs, where on earth did the public cell phone recordings come from? How do you explain the actual physical video files of the static and those terrifying text warnings that thousands of people have on their phones? It's a question that completely derails the whole mass hysteria argument. Which really leaves us with this final, genuinely chilling thought. It's been years since that November night. We still don't know who sent the broadcast, and we definitely don't know why. But if something really did reach into our world for those 47 seconds, the real mystery isn't just about someone hacking a local TV station. The real question we should be asking is, what was that message trying to warn people about? Because if the warning was real, and those tall, dark figures standing in the yards were real, then whatever it is, it might still be out there, waiting, watching, and who knows, maybe looking through a window near you. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep your eyes open and stay curious.